Hi, my name is Sheridan from Parbreakers Golf Academy. Thanks again for coming with us today on a little journey to take a look at the #1 player in the world and his 4th tour win, the Players, Tiger Woods, who is absolutely just tearing it up and everything is coming together. And we're going to show you today how you can make some of these things happen in your golf swing, and how you can play a little bit more like Tiger with some of the fantastic fundamentals and the little movements that Tiger is using in his swing and in his sand play and in his putting that are really going to help you with your game. So the first thing we're going to look at today is, in this first part of this Tiger series from the Players, and this is going to be a 3-part series of 3 different videos that I'm going to upload. And the first one is some wedge play into the green, and here Tiger is 123 yards. And we can take a look at his setup of how everything is really nice and square. And of course, as usual, I have that plane line down on the shaft. And I want you to notice what Tiger does on his takeaway, okay? But even more importantly, what we're going to take a look at is what Tiger does in the downswing that you would like to do to help you become a more solid iron striker, okay? And a lot of that has to do with what his arms and hands are doing on the downswing. I know that in the previous video that I just put up, we talked about the lower body's role in the downswing. So now we're going to talk about the hands in the downswing, okay? So as Tiger starts back, what I want you to notice is that his hands, they pretty much remain right on that swing plane. They move right up the line that the shaft was on at address, okay? And he starts to lift his arms, and right as he is just past parallel, so in parallel would be here, okay, parallel for his, and what I mean by that is his left arm is parallel to the ground, okay? Here's another thing that I want you to notice. Because of that nice little rotation that he made, how did he lift that? He lifted his hands with the rotation of his body, and that's why they stayed on that plane, okay? And by the time he gets to his halfway back point, he's still exactly right in front of him. We've talked about this before, and what do I mean by in front of himself? I mean that his arms are right in front of his core, which is fantastic, okay? So as he starts to the top, we're going to take a look at when he starts back down. Now, we're going to wait until his arm gets parallel, and you can see that it's starting to fall into the slot. He's starting to get on plane. So as he's just about short of parallel here, I'm going to draw a new line here for us in blue. And that is, where is the butt of the club pointing right now? Well, it's pointing directly at the target line. Now, if we look and we notice, as Tiger starts down from this position, his hands are going to pull right at that ball. So he's at the top now. His hands are going to pull right at that ball. And look at how they stay immediately right on that blue line. Look at that. Straight down. Now that club is parallel to the ground by this point, okay? And here he comes into impact. He's going to rotate his body, and he is absolutely right on that same exact plane that his hands remained on, okay? And then he's going to come out of that same exact plane. So his hands are right on that same line, and right now, too, that butt of that club is right on line, okay? Right on line. So this is a great position through impact and then up to a finish. And I want you to notice too that even though this is a wedge and it's an abbreviated, it's not all the way around his body, slightly abbreviated finish, I want you to notice how much his hips released in that after impact, okay? So remember that as you go back, you want to keep your hands on that same line, moving straight back. So notice they're not moving around his body, so they're just kind of making a straight line straight back and staying on plane. As you come back down, you want to start to pull the butt of that club right at that ball, okay? Your hands are going to drop straight down at that angle that that plane is until you make impact. If you turn, and all this is, your arms are dropping. It's almost like you're throwing your hand at that ball, okay? And you're turning through, okay? Now, that also has to correspond with staying in front of your core, guys. That's a big one, which is what Tiger does, okay? Because if we were to pick this up as a 3D motion, we would see that as he comes out, that shaft comes back out on plane, and we never see his elbow, okay? And that means that if we don't see his left elbow until after his hand is past parallel here, okay, what that's going to tell us is that his hands are still in front of his core through that impact zone, which is what we really, really stress here, Parbreakers. Your hands have to be in front of that impact zone between that 4 and 8 o'clock position. If you can make it 3 and 9 o'clock position, even better. Even better. Okay? So that's part 1 of Tiger. Part 2 is going to look at sand play and a greenside bunker and what you can do to be like Tiger out of the bunker to get it close, just like he did this week on his final round at the Players. So congratulations to Tigers for winning the Players. And once again, I'm Bernard Sheridan from Parbreakers Golf Academy, located in Limerick, Pennsylvania. As always, thanks so much for being with us, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.